there's another tornado brewing over there in the name of Inoue. That is a bad dude, you hear me? Say what you want, I know he way over there in Japan or whatever he is, but that is a bad dude. You understand me? They don't give him the credit because we don't see him that much. That dude right there, I think that dude really is pound number one.
It's going to be too much for Inoue. I think he'll be just too big, and I think he gonna surprise Inoue because he got a little power too. Gonna stop you in the elite rounds or get a unanimous decision.
Who said Inoue is the biggest threat? Okay,
I mean, that's a great one.
I agree with you on paper. However, again, Inoue has already jumped a bunch of divisions.
Right.
Now, let's not overstate it. In that weight territory, a division is 4 pounds. So it's not like he moved up the way Pacquiao moved all the way up to junior middleweight. But he has moved up a bunch.
He's nice though, Max.
He's nice with his hands, but also he was a devastating puncher until just now.
No, you way.
Inoue. In no way.
No way.
So I got
Nakatani. I got Nakatani.
We still got that back good?
You
got
has a great shot.
Yes,
I think he has a great shot.
We made it back.
News, Max.
Yeah, he played up. He ain't gonna cheat.
That was a tough style, like we've said all along.
I know you're in the gym with Zerto. You in the gym with Nakatani?
My Coppinger is.
I mean, he's just showing each and every time out he's improving. He's getting closer to being ready for a guy like Inoue. And listen, stylistically, I'm not saying he can't beat Inoue. I think actually he absolutely can beat Inoue.
The showdown between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani has created strong reactions from boxing experts. Some experts are divided, with some backing Inoue because of his powerful punches and experience, while others support Nakatani because of his bigger size, longer reach, and smart technical skills. This has led to many surprising predictions about this big fight between two top champions.
The face, I'm already excited. I love this fight, man. I love this fight. I love Inoue. I love Nakatani. I've called a number of Nakatani's fights live on undercards for Top Rank over the years. I've watched him progress, his evolution over the years. He is a perfect hybrid of a Japanese fighter with a Western flair. He's got this athleticism to him. He's a southpaw. He gets low. He changes levels. He's got that fluidity. And also, he's got that fundamental strength and heart and fighting spirit that we see from Japanese fighters. You put those together, man, that is a tall task for anyone in the world, the monster included.
The fight between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani is expected to take place on May 2nd, 2026 at the famous Tokyo Dome in Japan. This will be a historic fight between two undefeated Japanese champions, and both fighters want to win to make their names even bigger in boxing history.
Junto Nakatani's plan last fight, there's some reasons for that also, right?
Nonito Donaire, a multi-division world champion, has said that Naoya Inoue is the strongest and toughest fighter he has ever faced. Donaire praised Inoue's fast and powerful punches, accuracy, and constant pressure, and admitted that he was pushed to his very limits in their fights, showing how great Inoue is as a top-level champion.
When it comes down to a lot of things, you know, I think the best guy that I faced, and maybe perhaps if I was younger, it might be a different story, but at the moment of who I am in this time, I would say Inoue is the toughest that I've faced, or the strongest that I've faced.
You mentioned Inoue as probably the potentially the best fighter that you faced in your career. What is it about him that gives you that distinction?
I think it was like facing the younger me. You know, there's just a lot of similarities in terms of power, explosiveness, and sometimes intelligence. You know, but I think a lot of it is given the similarities is what makes it more difficult.
Manny Pacquiao has praised Naoya Inoue, saying the Japanese champion reminds him of his younger days. He highlighted Inoue's speed, aggressive style, and quick movement, and said that Inoue fights with the same exciting and powerful style that Pacquiao used during his best years.
Inoue, I'm proud of him. He's from Japan in Asia, in our place. So his style is like when I was young, like 15, like when I was 115, 122, 115. Inoue is he can fight in different division. If you want my advice on how to do what to do, I can give him advice.
You can get him to 8 divisions.
I don't know. A division is hard to talk about.
Gervonta Davis, a well-known name in boxing, has often shown respect for Naoya Inoue. He said that fighting Inoue would be a very tough challenge and praised how Inoue can quickly understand his opponents and change his plan during the fight.
I like, what's the guy from Japan?
Inoue?
Yeah.
Do you foresee potentially at some day you guys meeting together, maybe at a catchweight, or maybe if he keeps going up in weight?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be like a fun fight.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight. Now that would be technical. That fight right there, like man. But I think I'd be too big for him.
Probably, yeah.
I'd be too big for him, yeah. But that fight would be like,
It's like a dream fight.
yeah, facts.
Ryan Garcia believes that Naoya Inoue will win against Junto Nakatani, saying he sees Inoue becoming a world champion in many weight classes. Like Gervonta Davis, Garcia also said he would like to fight Inoue one day, adding that Inoue's skills, power, and strong rise in boxing could help him become a true legend in different divisions.
I believe Inoue can become a multiple weight world champion. So I'm thinking, what if one day we fight at 140? I'm talking about future, and we do it in Japan. It'll be huge. Mark my words. If it somehow plays out that way, I think that fight will be one of the biggest pay-per-views of all time. Remember, I just said that.
Mike Tyson has praised Naoya Inoue, saying he sees him as one of the most exciting and highly skilled boxers in today's era. Carl Froch, a former super middleweight world champion who is now a boxing analyst, has praised Naoya Inoue and called him one of the most complete fighters in modern boxing. Froch pointed out that Inoue has won world titles in 4 weight classes and has been an undisputed champion in 2 weight divisions, and he said that at his best, Inoue looks very hard to beat.
Inoue, the monster, is a 4-weight world champion. He's actually a 2-weight undisputed world champion, and is he unbeatable? Well, he looks unbeatable, and the fight ended at the start of round 7. Listen, Inoue is sharp, he's compact, he's got a nice tight defense, he blocks shots with his gloves, but he also got quick reflex slips, he slips back, he's on his toes. He's on his toes a lot when he's in range, but he walks in kind of flat-footed. He puts pressure on with his feet, walks in with that tight defense, and he looks solid. But I think with his speed and his counter-punch, his accuracy, and the fact that he's punching hard body and head and looking to counter most shots that come at him, he's just such a good fighter. I mean, he doesn't really put a foot wrong. He gets clipped with the odd shot. I've seen him on the floor once before. He climbed up to win in emphatic fashion.
Jason Maloney, a former WBO champion, has shared his prediction about the fight between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani. He said Inoue will win the fight easily, supporting his power, timing, and experience at the top level, and he believes Inoue's overall control and strength will be too much for Nakatani during the full fight.
2026 had some big fights, obviously, for you, getting back to a world champion and whatnot, but you've been in there with Naoya Inoue, your brother's been in there with Nakatani. Inoue versus Nakatani 2026. If there's 2 blokes that could speak on that fight, it's you two. Who wins that, and do you see that fight even going ahead next year?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it will go ahead because there's such big demand for it. Everyone's talking about it, everyone wants to see it, and it's a cracking matchup. I think Inoue wins, but Nakatani's the guy that presents a real awkward style. He's long levers, southpaw. It's a tough style to deal with, and everyone wants to see how Inoue goes. But I expect Inoue to win the fight, but it's a crack.
Floyd Mayweather has praised Naoya Inoue, calling him a great fighter and asking him to come and fight in America. Mayweather also said Inoue has top-level skills and is becoming popular around the world, adding that his talent should be tested on a bigger stage with stronger competition. Junto Nakatani is known for his fast speed and his southpaw style, which many see as a difficult challenge for Naoya Inoue. The plan for Nakatani is to react quickly to Inoue's moves, with timing playing a very important role. Even so, there is still strong respect for Inoue's overall skills and ability as a top fighter.
It just struck me. I know this is a very...
Junto Nakatani for his size, reach, southpaw stance, and all-round skills, saying these tools make him a very dangerous opponent for Naoya Inoue. In his fight analysis, he said Nakatani's ability to control distance and fight both from long range and close range could cause problems for Inoue.
If anyone could upset the apple cart, I think it would be Nakatani. I don't think Inoue and his people should. I'm not saying they shouldn't fight him at the right time, but that's the kind of fight you don't jump, because that could upset the apple cart. He's that good. I'm not saying he beats Inoue. I ain't going against Inoue, but I'm saying that that's a big risk.
You got me really excited talking about the potential of the Inoue fight. Obviously, Nakatani still at 118 pounds. Inoue, the king, at 122 pounds. So, yeah, maybe you're right, and maybe that's what we see next.
Teddy Atlas also praised Naoya Inoue, calling him a complete fighter with speed, power, intelligence, and controlled aggression.
He went by a certain calculus, if you will, a certain metric. You would go with Inoue. You can't go wrong, because he had 2 wins.
You have to. He unified
he has
2
two
weight
wins
classes.
over Fulton and Taplis. You're right, 100%.
Fulton was the #1 fighter at 122
Ken, I'm
universally.
so glad you said it that way.
Paulie Molin Aji has said that a fight between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani would be the biggest possible fight for both boxers. He called it a key moment in their careers and believes that their unbeaten records, top skills, and world champion status make it a true legacy fight. He also said the winner could become a historic figure in boxing.
In Japan, it is huge. I mean, this is like probably billboards all over the place type of fight, huge in Japan. So, I really, if it's in the conversation, could you see any other fight that Inoue could do that really could be this big? He could go up to featherweight and fight for the World Featherweight Championship. I don't know if it would be as big as this. Inoue Nakatani right now is probably the biggest fight for both guys for several reasons, and it would be huge in the Japanese market.
Boxing trainer Andre Rossier has praised Naoya Inoue for his timing, power, and ring IQ, but he also warned that Junto Nakatani could be a big problem because of his size, reach, and southpaw style. He said this is not an easy fight and people are underestimating how tough it will be for Inoue. Rozier also explained that Nakatani has the skills to break Inoue's rhythm, while Inoue can still adjust during the fight and break opponents down under pressure. Overall, he believes this is a very dangerous and competitive fight where both fighters have a real chance to win, and it could become a technical and close battle instead of an easy win for anyone.
It kind of seems, I mean, he is the favorite, and that is a mega fight, so much respect to Nakatani. I think he's an amazing fighter. But it really seems like the fight is Inoue and Bam.
Right.
That seems like the fight, man.
Everyone is waiting for that fight. I think that Robert's did a fantastic job with Bam also. I mean, really. With his whole team, to tell you the truth. Fantastic. Yeah. I think that's going to be a good fight. I'd like to see Bam acclimate to a new weight class first instead of jumping right into that fire, because that is real fire there. I mean, you going up to, that's some real smoke out of that Japanese. Well, he's a kamikaze. He's going in with guns a-blazing. He's going to cause a Hiroshima up in that ring. Listen, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Bob Arum has said that the fight between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani would be one of the biggest fights in Top Rank history. He called it a dream all-Japanese super fight and also a major global event, because both fighters are undefeated champions and top pound-for-pound stars. Arum said Nakatani is one of the few fighters who can truly test Inoue, which makes the fight even more important. He believes this could be the biggest boxing event in Japan, and Top Rank is planning it carefully to make it a huge worldwide spectacle. Bob Arum has praised Naoya Inoue very highly and even compared him with Manny Pacquiao. He said Inoue could become a bigger star than Pacquiao because of his undefeated record, discipline, and success in different weight divisions. Arum also said that unlike Pacquiao's more aggressive style, Inoue is more technical, controlled, and careful in the ring. He added that Inoue's knockout power and consistent performances make him special worldwide. According to Arum, Inoue's growing popularity in Japan and around the world shows that he could even go beyond Pacquiao's success and become one of the biggest names in boxing history.
You see Inoue eclipsing the star power of a fighter as great as such as Manny Pacquiao.
I think he's a bigger star than Pacquiao because Pacquiao was more normal as a fighter. He was a great fighter, Pacquiao, but again, he didn't have the same body of work that Inoue had.
Rudy Hernandez said that Junto Nakatani is training well in Los Angeles and showing clear improvement in camp. He explained that it is normal for a fighter's performance to go up and down during training, with some sparring days looking strong and others not as good, and that this is part of preparation before a big fight. He also said that how a boxer looks in the gym is not the same as how they perform in the ring. The main focus for Nakatani's team is getting ready for fight night against Naoya Inoue, not trying to impress people during training.
Rudy Hernandez talks about it, I believe, in this interview where he says, you know, like we had some information that Sebastian Hernandez was over there in Japan and actually was brought in to spar with Naoya Inoue for less than a week. I mean, he was just a lot for Inoue to deal with, and he only lasted a week. He you know, according to Rudy Hernandez, they basically sent him out. Now, is that spin? I don't know, but that's what Rudy Hernandez says, and we did see that Hernandez gave Nakatani such a tough time in Saudi Arabia. So, you know, look, I mean, I think that fighters have tough moments. I mean, even Inoue himself had a tough moment, right, where he was on the canvas against Ramon Cardenas and got back up and won the fight. But you know, still had some questions to answer about, hey, are you at your maximum weight? You know, given what your performances at this weight class have been. So look, there's always criticism out there. There's always some skepticism that it connects to these guys.
If this fight happens, it would be very close and hard to predict. Naoya Inoue has strong punching power and very sharp accuracy, while Junto Nakatani has a size advantage, longer reach, and a smart technical fighting style. Both fighters have their own strengths, so the edge could go either way depending on how the fight plays out. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and stay informed, stay tuned for more update, and let's keep our news accurate.